Hey, what is going on, you Frady Cat, Caterpie? I'm finally back from NAIC. Of course, I've been doing the VOD reviews. Post a couple of those here on the main YouTube channel, but if you want to check out the rest of the VOD reviews from NAIC, check out the secondary YouTube channel, AzulGG too. But I finally had some time to start playing with some of the more niche, a little bit less powerful, I guess you could say, decks and cards from Paldea Evolved, and I was playing with some Ting-Lu the other day on the stream, and actually I was blown away by how good this deck felt. I thought it would feel super clunky, wouldn't be very consistent at doing the turn one ride-on combo to get your energy accelerated into play, but after playing some games with it, working on my list, I'm loving the deck. It's super fun, and it's actually pretty powerful as well. I actually think the deck is pretty solid. It's actually a pretty solid deck overall. So of course, we do have the Ting-Lu in here as our main attacker. For anyone who doesn't know what this card does, 240 HP. It's got that Cursed Land ability. As long as this Pokemon is in your active spot, your opponent's Pokemon play that have any damage counters on them have no abilities, except for Pokemon EX. So we can lock up V Pokemon's abilities. We can lock up basic Pokemon's abilities, like Comfey is a big one. Of course, we're trying to shut down and not let our opponent utilize stuff like the Radiant Pokemon, like Greninja. We can shut that down as well. And the attack does 150 damage, and then put 2 damage counters on your opponent's bench, on one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So we can do 150 to the active, usually whatever their main attacker is set up, or whatever they're trying to stall with while we're keeping them ability locked, and they're trying to find cards to actually play the game. And then put 20 damage counters on something like, I don't know, if we're up against like a Chi and Power, put 20 on a Frigibax. Even if that Frigibax becomes a Baxcalibur, as long as our Ting-Lu is in the active, their ability stays shut off, and they can't actually use the Baxcalibur to load a bunch of energy and play unless they get around our Ting-Lu with something like a Canceling Clone, or they could gust around it, you know, Boss, Cross Switch, or whatever. But that means they're not knocking out that Ting-Lu that has all the energy on it, so our attacker is still set up and ready to go. So if they gust up our Squawk ability or our Koraidon and KO that for turn, then we just send up our Ting-Lu back to the active with all the energy that I had on it and just go again. So yeah, it's really, really cool strategy, and it works out way better than I thought it was. So that's a strategy with the deck. And what else we have in the deck? We have the Koraidon here, of course, with its Dino Cry ability. Search your discard pile for up to two fighting energy cards and attach them to your fighting Pokemon in any way you like. So turn one, we're looking to get a bunch of cards in the discard pile, ideally some energy. We're trying to see a bunch of cards, get some energy in the discard pile, and then Koraidon the energy to ideally our active Ting-Lu. It kind of depends on the situation, actually. There's a couple different ways you can play out your early turns. Kind of depends on what your opponent's active Pokemon is and how much you care about having the Ting-Lu in the active. Because sometimes you don't care about having Ting-Lu in the active, and we could actually even attack with the Squawk ability. And this is a huge card in this deck. The deck would not work without Squawk ability. It's got that Motivate attack for 1 colorless, 20 damage attached to basic energy cards from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. So if our opponent's side of the field doesn't have anything that we want to lock down as far as abilities go, then we don't really need a Ting-Lu in our active on the turn, and we could just like attack with Squawk ability for 20 damage, which could put some damage counters on something that we want to lock its ability out of play, and then load up 2 basic energy onto our benched Ting-Lu. And then of course the main part of this card, like if it didn't have the Motivate attack, if it had no attack, this card would still be insanely powerful in this deck, and it's just an insanely powerful card in general. The Squawk and Seize ability, once during your turn you may discard your hand and draw 6 cards. You can't use more than 1 Squawk and Seize ability during your turn. Also only on your first turn. You can only use this on your first turn. I think I read once during your turn, but once during your first turn. So we can use it turn 1, but that's all we need to do. We just need to use it turn 1, set up our initial Ting-Lu, and then we're kind of cruising from there. And also for that turn 1 combo, like if we want to be shutting down, like say our opponent has like a couple Comfeys on their bench, or a Comfey and a Greninja for against a Lost Zone deck, we get Ting-Lu into our active, with the energy in our discard pile to use with Koraidon. But Ting-Lu's ability does say that the Pokemon with the abilities to shut them down, they need damage counters on them. So once we start attacking, you know, do the 150 to the active, or they're knocking something out, or putting damage on to stop that ability, 20 to the bench, that also shuts down that ability. But we want to shut down abilities before our opponent gets to use them, or as soon as possible. So we're not attacking yet on our first turn of the game. So we play 2 Hawluchas in here with the Flying Entry, so we can ping 2 damage counters on our opponent's bench Pokemon in any way we like, and then we can lock down those Pokemon immediately on turn 1, get the Ting-Lu in the active, use Hawlucha, set that whole combo up, and we're shutting down the Comfeys and Greninjas on turn 1, which is like a big deal. Or even like a Frigibax, so that way if it becomes a Baxcalibur, they can't use it on their second turn if we go second. So Hawlucha is a big part of this deck, but once we start attacking, you know, we can use the damage from the Ting-Lu to kind of shut the abilities down. Then we also have a Radiant Alakazam in here. It allows us to get to some bigger 2-hit KOs. We're only doing 150 damage with the Ting-Lu, so we're not really 1-hit KOing anything. I've had a couple situations come up though where I've used like a Koraidon to KO like a Giratina or Lost Zone Giratina. So Alakazam moving some damage around is pretty nice. It also gives us another way to kind of get damage in play on Pokemon we'd want to lock their abilities out of play with. So if we like hit something in the active for 150, or we had previously had 150 on our opponent's active, we don't really have bench space for Hawlucha at this point, and then our opponent benches like 2 Pokemon we want to ability lock for the turn. When we attack with Ting-Lu on our next turn, we'll only put 20 damage counters on one of them, but the Alakazam could move 20 of the last 150 we did with Ting-Lu to the other one, and then we'd like trap both those Pokemon out of play. So Alakazam has been pretty nifty It hasn't been extremely good. I would actually consider maybe trying a Greninja out over the Alakazam for some more draw power in the deck. The Alakazam has been okay. Now for the rest of the deck, now one card in here that you guys are probably going to notice that I don't play that everyone else plays is the Gutsy Pickaxe. I don't play the Gutsy Pickaxe because I don't think you need to rely on the cheesy energy acceleration it can give you sometimes. I think just playing the trekking shoes to be a little bit more aggressive about searching through your deck, and then playing a lot of Pokemon search cards. So we got 4 Ultra Ball. We need Ultra Balls in here, heavy count of Ultra Ball, because we need to find Hawlucha. You can't VIP Pass or Nest Ball for Hawlucha and get its ability, the effect of its ability. So we need 4 Ultra Ball because of that. VIP Pass, we're a pretty aggressive turn 1 deck. We're trying to get a lot set up on the first turn. So 4 Battle VIP Pass to help us find all the basic Pokemon we need. And we don't need a ton. We only need like a Billy, Koraidon, and then 1 to 2 Ting-Lu, because if they play Escape Rope, we don't want them to Escape Rope around our Ting-Lu to be able to use their ability. So we want to get double Ting-Lu down as well. So that's like 4. Sometimes we want Hawlucha as well. That's 5 on turn 1. So 4 VIP Pass, 4 Ultra Ball, 3 Nest Ball. I was at 4 Nest Ball at one point. I'm down to 3, and that's kind of where the space came for all these Pokemon search cards. Is I cut back on those Gutsy Pickaxes, because I was just like, these things are so cheesy. They don't, if they hit the energy, it's kind of cool, but I feel like I don't need it. All I need is some EXP shares. So I put 2 EXP shares in, been rocking those, and that's been enough to keep the kind of Ting-Lu chain going from turn 1 on, because usually we're slowing down our opponent as well. By locking their abilities out of play, we're usually slowing them down, so they're not actually like one-hit KOing our Ting-Lu anytime soon. And if they get close to that, we do have 2 Bravery Charm in here as well to increase the HP of Ting-Lu up to 290, which can be hard for stuff like Giratina, and decks like that to get a 1-hit KO, or also stops the 1-hit KO from the Dragonite as well. So the Bravery Charms have been pretty sick as well. For draw supporters, 4 Research, 4 Judge currently. I'm not sure where I want to kind of land on this supporter count, but Research really good, going second to be aggressive and get the setup going. And then the Judge, we are a disruption deck, right? We're disrupting our opponent's abilities. The added disruption of the Judge, I feel like does make sense to have in here, you know. Turn 1, get Ting-Lu active, use Hawlucha, lock up the abilities, play a Judge, put him down to 4 cards, use our Billy, get our setup going. I like the idea of judging here. It kind of makes sense for the way the deck is. Now, for the rest of the supporters, only 1 Boss's Orders. I think you only need 1. Could see maybe adding like a Luminion or maybe a second one. I could see going up to 2 just so you see it more frequently. And then 2 Penny. So this is like the newest addition to the deck that I've been trying out. The Penny actually is pretty sick in here. Many times before I had Penny in the deck, I was like, dude, I wish I could just had some way to manipulate my board. Just like some way to move stuff around. Collapse Stadium would be okay, but it doesn't really open up a bench spot for us. It just kind of removes liabilities. And I wasn't concerned with removing liabilities because we have so many in play all the time. I was more concerned with getting something out of play so I could get something different or new into play. So I got 2 pennies in here, and I think if I cut a penny, it would just be for a 4th switch card, because I found the switch cards. Finding switch cards is super important in this deck, not only to get the Ting-Lu and the active on the turn 1, but also past that. A lot of times when your opponent's not doing anything because we have them ability locked, they're just gonna like boss up our Koraidon and try and stall it in the active. So having switch cards, our way to move our basic Pokemon around, is really important. Switch card obviously does that, but Penny can do that as well. So that's why I had 4 switch card in here, but I was like, if I'm gonna add 2 Penny, I can probably cut down on one of the switch cards. So that's kind of why I'm here, where I'm at right now. That's the full 60 with all the cards explained. Oh, 2 Bog in here as well. I don't think you need more than 2. I kind of just wanted a stadium in here to bump Pokestops and Pats of the Peak sometimes. I don't really want to use Bog as like an aggressive stadium to hope that my opponent ends up with damage and play through it. I don't think that's necessary. You got the Hawlucha, you get attacking turn 2. That's literally all you need to get that damage set up to keep the abilities locked out of play. So just a couple Bogs in here to be able to bump Pokestop, because I don't want my opponent to like have a Pokestop in play, and while they're being ability locked, to be able to find items turn after turn after turn, and that's what kind of leads to them winning the game. So Bog to just kind of keep that out of play, and it was just kind of the best stadium I could come up with to play that also doesn't give my opponent something to work with as well, because like Primordial Altar and all those kind of other stadiums that could help us can also help my opponent. And when we're trying to like lock our opponent out of the game with something like the Ting-Lu, I don't want to give my opponent anything for them to work with. So 2 Bogs, that's it. And with that said, let's go ahead and let's get into some action. I'll show you guys how to run the Ting-Lu. And if you want some more gameplay from me with this deck, check out the secondary YouTube channel, AzulGG 2, so you can become a Ting-Lu master just like me. And let's get into it. Okay. Do I even want to put the Zam down? I'll just go attack. Well, that's probably Zam doesn't seem very good in this matchup. I bet this is fine. I don't know why I'm like. Nest Ball as well. Oh, I shouldn't have played this actually, because I might need to get the Hawlucha next turn. And my hand, oh, I should have held that actually. I mean, now that I'm here, well, now that we're here, I could hold the Bog to Ultra Ball the Bog away, actually, to be honest, for the Hawlucha. I don't hate that. Depending on what my top deck is, I might want my top deck, so. Are you doing the late night LCQ? Nah. I can't take PTCG Live seriously enough to ever do that. Yo, I think this is a good matchup, actually. I think we body this deck. This is just Arceus, right? I actually don't have to do anything else this turn, to be honest, but I should. I think I should. And out the Billy. Yeah, we destroyed this matchup. This is a free dub. I can choose first, I think, right? They have what? Lost City and Path. I guess Path's not really that annoying. Like Path could be annoying, but not too clean. I mean, yeah, it puts 2. So they can't use their V-Star power, right? Yeah, we are cooking, man. I could see someone mentioned Judge. I could see Judge being good in here, but like we need to set up. We need to play the game. But maybe even with Judge, we're playing the game enough. Maybe we are. Like Billy like enables this deck super. Like Billy's just really good in this deck. Billy's insanely good. The Billy is so good. Yeah, they just lose, right? Like there's just no way. Yeah, so I could see Judge, to be honest. Play Judge. I could see Judge. Like 4 research, 4 Judge probably. We have room to play Illuminion in here as well, to be honest. We should probably play Illuminion. Oh, this is like something. I don't know what this is, to be honest. They're playing some Ultra Cheese here. We need to shut this doofer down, though. Shut down the doofer. Just research, I think. I mean, I may as well just keep this stadium in play, right? I don't care about me not having access to my abilities, right? Oh no, I do, because then I can't KO the doof. I can't doof. Okay, so this first. Dude, I'm so good. Dude, if I had gotten it again, that would have been hilarious. I keep thinning out the deck. I should put the Bog in play. Oh, should I put the Bog in play? Oh wait, Bog stops Luminion, right? Wait, how does that work? How does Bog and Luminion work? But literally, if they knocked this out and I didn't hit 2, I hit 2 of these things, right? If I didn't hit 2 of those, I just lose. They choose, so fish works. Oh. I don't stop the fish. So that's why I still want to play Spiritomb, I guess, yeah. What does this do? Oh, discards an energy? That's kind of rude. Oh, are they going to evolve? Wait, did this actually KO me? 240, bro? Dude, they actually do enough damage to KO me. What the heck? Wait, do I just lose? Dude, did I literally just lose? I do what? 150? I think what I do here is I send up Hawlucha and I Koraidon, load up a Ting-Lu. I do this, draw. And I load up my, yeah. We just chill for a turn. They have to have gotten boss off the prize cards of the top deck, which is like unlikely, I guess. But they could, if they have boss here, I literally just lose. I literally just lose to them bossing this. That's so unlucky. Ooh, all right. Well, actually, an energy or a switch. We haven't used a single switch card yet, so. Oh no, we've used one. Not the energy though. I wonder if they realize they can't attack here though. I wonder if they know. Do they know? I mean, this isn't really a real matchup. Yeah, this isn't really a real matchup. So I'm not gonna play Bravery Charms for this matchup. So there'd have to be some other matchups where I'd want to play. But Lost Tina or like Tina's is like maybe a good enough reason. My opponent will probably eventually set up some kind of attacker. So if Tina's exists or something like that, I can see that being a reasonable reason. Dude. That's insane. How much does this do? 220. I don't whiff, bro. Dragonite sweeps this deck? Yeah. So maybe we need 2 braveries. Because they'll get there eventually, probably, right? This game was still pretty sick, though, to be honest. Pretty good here. I don't know about what other matchups. Yeah, I think we do need like 2 EXP share, 2 bravery charm. I think we need some tools. They can even manual attach at worst. Yeah, that's true. They can just manual attach. Yeah, okay. We need some need some adjustments. A couple bravery charms. A couple of this, couple of that, couple of these, couple of those. Judges as well does seem good because we're trying to like slow the game down to the point where no one's doing anything, but then we want to probably disrupt their hand. I could dig some judges as well, and we could play Illuminion in here, to be honest. 1x penny. I don't really want the penny, to be honest. Our hand is just not well equipped to actually do anything. It's not great. Might be okay though. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Gotta shut down the Remoraid. That's all we gotta do. Okay, this first. Oops, this first. Nope. I'll get rid of these two. Keep around the ball. Keep around a penny. Yeah. I kind of want to go with the Halucha. Yeah, I think we go with the Halucha. And then hope that. Hope we can find, like, I wish we need like a. I mean, we don't need that much, to be honest. Need some VIP. But it's not it. I don't even know if Alakazam was in there, to be honest. Actually, I want to be able to bump their stadium as opposed to damage their Pokemon. Dude, this sucks, man. Where's my battle VIP? See, if that was an Iono, well, that's like the thing, though. If it's an Iono, I'm giving them 6 cards. I kind of like the idea of the judges. No Squawk. Getting Squawk there is like, I'm not a huge fan of getting Squawk there because it's the only way to find Haluchas is Ultra Balls. Like, the only way. So, I like the idea of like doing the Halucha instead there. Lost Box Squawkabilly. I haven't played it, so I don't really know. Seems okay though if you're playing like a turbo build. Judge Jeff better as a cheese deck, yeah. How many Game Trials being run? Just 2. It's just the best stadium. Like I want to play Ace Stadiums. That's the only reason I play it, to be honest. Actually, if I get a well, I need a top deck to begin with, but if I get a Bravery Charm, then actually we're kind of okay. They can't Chaos with G-Max Rapid Flow. Maybe 10 damage or 20 damage short. We just concede? Nah. I guess we just hope they don't have it, right? We hope they don't have an attack. No, but even if they do G-Max Rapid Flow here, like they go to 0 energy and play, like maybe it's still winnable. All right. Yeah, even if they G-Max Rapid Flow here, though, we just push them another Ting-Lu, bench a Ting-Lu. Winnable. If this gets a Remoraid, though, I don't have a way to trap that Remoraid. Or stop that Remoraid from searching for stuff. They have their own Alakazam coming online. Oh, but I can shut that down as well, right? Yeah. Are they going to KO? No, they definitely hit my Ting-Lu here. There's no way they don't hit my Ting-Lu. I feel like getting Remoraid there was definitely the play if there's a Remoraid in the deck, though. All right, here we go again. I think it is still winnable, though, actually. I think it's just... I mean, that's not going to help us. All right, player on escape rope. I don't cry. Dude, it's been pitiful. Yeah, I mean, this deck just doesn't have any draw engine. Maybe I should play more. What even if I played more draw supporters? What would I play? Like Zinnia's Resolve or something? I don't even know what other draw support I would actually play, to be honest. Oh, I might just be getting freaking Gale thrusted here. They need Stadium and Energy, though. They just have it. They just have it. Okay, sure. Apparently shutting down the artillery doesn't do anything. Okay, it's still winnable. I don't really care if they KO my Halucha here, to be honest. Is it still winnable though? Okay, send this up. I do need to get another Ting-Lu on the bench player on the escape rope now, though. Or it'd be nice to, I guess I should say. I need to shut this down. This is necessary to shut down. I'm gonna hold this, I guess. I don't know if I should hold this. I'm gonna hold it, though. All right. Leon, sure. Maybe they only hit me for 30. That'd be cool. Okay. They're not doing anything. They do play Luminion though, so I need to get Spiritomb down, to be honest. Okay. Cooking. No access to Spiritomb. That's not cool. All right. Dude, that sucks. I just put 2 on the Alakazam because I don't have to do any. I mean, just like limit their plays. Just constantly be limiting their plays, I guess. The switch cards might be pretty good. Okay. I don't know. This is fine. All right, I don't know themselves down to 2. They're not KOing my active either. I don't love putting Spiritomb in play. I'm going with the G-Max Rapid Flow. How many energy do they have left? 2? My active do be dying to Inteleon now. And my bench guy, that's fine. We got the Bog as well, so we can trap him in the active for a little bit. Okay. We could win with like hit this, then boss KO that, I guess. I want to play around escape rope here, so I want to grab I think I want to play around Luminion. Let's do this. I'm gonna grab the Spiritomb. Yeah. Is my boss left, or did I? No, my boss is in the deck, right? Yeah. Spiritomb, Bog, Research. Yeah, we can make the. Oh, not with this kind of hand though. Sheesh. This is so bad. Just start working on another Ting-Lu, I guess. Okay. So if I go 150 active, there's no options. I need to put this somewhere to like protect me from losing the game. I don't think so. How much HP do I have left right now? So I got up to 140. They still KO me with this. Okay, start to like stockpile damage. I think it still just goes here. Because I can KO both of these. If I get Boss Halucha, I just win the game. I still just win the game with Boss Halucha, but should I grab off this? What am I really scared of here, though? Oh, well, Research is probably the best supporter they could grab. Dude, Pokegear in here. What? That can't be it, man. No way. Cheryl would have been pretty annoying. Tower of Waters is pretty annoying here. These don't have Tower of Waters. I could go. Hold on, let's see what our topic is. Dude. Attach Retreat. Attach Retreat, load up this one. That is a play, technically. 1 tower left. 1 energy left. Attach. Because if I just KO this with this, well, I can't do that. I would just lose. So I have to go like 4 retreat cost. Why? I'm just gonna hold this for now because I don't know. It could be good somewhere else, maybe. What's HP left on this? I'm gonna put this here. 4 retreat. All right, still winnable. We need a little bit more though. Schmelony, if they have the last rapid strike here, energy here, I do lose. And KO this, right? Yeah. All right, they can retreat. Okay, we're still in it. We're still in it. Technically still in it. They hit me for 140 here, so I still need a top deck here. Oh, actually, but I don't want to KO this, dude. Oh, maybe I should have held the charm to put on the active here. Actually, KOing this is actually bad because I don't KO this in the same turn. Charm would have saved you. Yeah, if I put the charm on the active here. The only way they can move this though is with a rapid strike energy. They have one in hand. So Alakazam. I mean, it doesn't matter. I can't access it. No, the Alakazam is prized. Alakazam is prized. Yeah, the Zam is prized. Dude, shoot. I should have maybe held the charm. Then I could have attacked this turn. KO'd, set up some damage. We're so close, man. All right, well. Hopefully we top deck Judge. I mean, maybe the last rapid strike energy is prized. They probably have enough waters left though to attack with Inteleon through waters. So they might just retreat this turn. That's my only boss though too. So that makes things really difficult as well because that's my only boss. Yeah, if I just held the bravery charm, I should have just held the charm. Should have just held the charm. Oh, are they just leaving the Urshifu in the active here? Metacham, am I scared of that? I don't think so. Research. Maybe they have some kind of switch. I play Escape Rope here. I push Halucha. I can still top deck. I can top deck next turn. If they can't move their active here, I can top deck Halucha and then KO. Get the 6 prize turn cooking. Let's see. Also, top deck Bravery Charm buys me a turn as well. I believe I have another charm left. I do have a charm left. Also, like, no, switch card wouldn't be enough. Yeah, switch card wouldn't quite be enough. Okay, they whiffed. Halucha, come on, one time. Okay, wait, that's the charm. They usually don't play boss in this deck, right? How much HP does it have left? 160. The charm. If they escape rope here, do I ever not want to give them a prize? Like a 1 prizer? I get to use a bunch of. I don't have another Ting-Lu I could send up here. That's what I'd want to send up here is another Ting-Lu. Do I have any Ultra Ball left? I had 1 Ultra Ball, 1 Research, 2 Judge, and a Halucha. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that there. We have to attack here. I don't think we don't attack here. I've lost this matchup, assuming they don't have boss. Yeah, I mean, that seems pretty reasonable to lose. It seems pretty reasonable to lose it, assuming they don't have boss. They're about to have like a vacuum here or something and beat me. Man, still no Alakazam. Did I discard it earlier? No, and I don't think it's in the deck because I think I had an opportunity to search it out and I chose not to. All right, do they have, well, boss. Boss would be annoying. Usually the deck doesn't play boss. I don't think boss is terrible in the deck, but how about a Cheryl? It could Cheryl. Oh, is that do enough? Oh, Gale Thrust does KO me. Oh, that works as well, I guess. Damn it. We're so close. We're actually so close in this one. That's crazy. Yeah, this is definitely a fine matchup for sure. Dude, it's crazy how many matchups are fine for this deck. I thought this deck would be like... Ting-Lu is actually not that bad.